Oh, we've just arrived at Glengoyne. What?
Press the button.
The level crossing, that's for trains. Hello, I'm Jane.
My name's Rachel.
Welcome to our channel. We are Whisky Geeks.
Not whisky snobs.
So if you like all things whisky,
And you're not a snob.
subscribe! We just arrived at Glengoyne Distillery.
Exciting. So,
I've been before and you have not.
I have
so it's
never
very
been.
exciting for
mad, because it's so close. It's our second most local distillery I've never been.
Yeah.
Mad.
And they've invited us along because it's their silent season just now, and they want us to have a look at their teapot experience that they're doing for their silent season.
So I'm imagining, are we doing blending things or something?
Maybe something a bit historical, I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
That'd be quite cool.
Or maybe it's just nothing to do with that. It'd be
Maybe.
funny if it's like actual teapots. When we go
Yeah,
in
you'll
or
drink whiskey
something.
with a teapot.
I would enjoy that. Cool, so maybe go for a wee stroll.
Yeah,
around
we
the
wander
grounds.
around and show you a bit about Glengoyne. So they're in their silent season, so you can see things are going on. What's happening?
Renovation and things during the silent season.
Maintenance, so we'll see what's all happening.
And so Glengoyne is one of our most local distilleries. It's an old distillery. It's been here since 1930.
1833.
Such thing
It's
as
right up there.
There you go.
I cheated.
Illicitly distilling as well. I think,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. Probably all around this area.
I always forget it. This road is the boundary line.
It is. Highland whiskey on that side, Lowland whiskey on this side.
So we're about to cross that.
So we're in the Lowland whiskey area right now.
Yep.
Where all the warehouses are. All the warehouses.
And they've got, you can see on their wee logo, they've got a geese.
Ah, geese.
A geese. A goose. I've not had any whiskey and I still can't talk. They've got geeses. And
Geese.
Woo! Okay, ghost. A geese.
Oh, geese.
So Glengoyne is Glengoyne, which means geese.
Valley of the wild geese, not
It's
the wide
catching
geese.
those
Valley
wide
of the wild geese.
Well
So
fed.
it's quite an open valley. So you can see it would be perfect for geese. So we'll head in. We met up with Imogen, who showed us around and took us to meet Jackie, who would be our guide for the day. And we discovered that the Teapot Tour was going to be a walk back in time that would take us up the glen, telling us the story of Glengoyne and giving us snapshots into the Scotch whisky industry at different points in history. Before we started the tour, we had a wee browse at the shop. We loved their cool bottle displays with all the lights. A wee fill your own bottle. And their full range of whiskies. Then we headed back down to the yard to catch up with Jackie and get started on our teapot tour. Here we go.
I've never been to
Well,
Glengoyne,
welcome to a
shockingly.
slightly different Glengoyne. It's still going to be a really fab experience, but we're obviously not going to be able to go into the distilleries at any point in time because, oh, you know, the whisky industry always has a silent season.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, that is during the summer when the water levels are slightly reduced. Although it's kind of probably slightly reduced a few weeks ago. Now it's gone back up again.
Yeah.
So it lets all the workers, all the production staff go on holiday, and it also lets us maintain all the equipment. You know, it's used 365 days, almost a year, apart from the silent season. So it gives us a chance to maintain all the equipment, make sure everything's working, renew anything that's not. Again, managers would actually live on site, so they could actually see exactly what was going on in their distillery. So this was built by our manager George Connell in 1850.
We got to hear all about previous distillery managers who lived in this house, including one, Cochrane Cartwright, who met his demise in a pond further up the glen, but they think he still hangs around sometimes. Here's Arthur to tell us one of the stories.
I know you two.
Yes, me and my colleague Kerry was with me the
That's
last
right,
time.
yes,
well
yes.
remembered. How did you remember that?
There you go.
I've heard of it. We had a great tour. It was an excellent tour.
What in fact happened, Joe was locking up and he'd just finished locking up and he heard a door banging up the stairs. That's a true story. And he nearly shot himself. You know, and he come flying out and he says, Arthur, I'm not going back in there. He said, I've just locked the place up. And he says, I've heard the door going. He said, and I checked all the rooms, nobody in anywhere. And there was definitely something. So, well, there's quite a lot of stories about him, but there we go. That's one right from the witness's mouth.
Yeah. But you know what, as I say, he's part of the
Enjoy your tour, girl.
Thank you. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you. Stop in sometime.
We decided to name our camera Cochrane because it's a bit spooky and seems like it's possessed sometimes.
So I know you've just been into the shop, but this was originally our #1 Dage Warehouse. So this is the oldest building on site.
Oh, cool.
Dating back to sometime around 1860-ish. Again, we're not 100% sure with records and stuff like that. But this is, as I say, your typical Dage warehouse where casks.
Jackie tells us about a flood they had at Glengoyne back in the day.
So it was just utter devastation and
My
lots of money.
We continued our walk back in time up the glen.
And this, we're not going in there today because we're doing a slightly different tour, but this is Burnfoot Lodge. This is our visitor centre, which was opened in 1967. Oh, here we go. Scotty Flames happening. Yeah, so just built really for hospitality. Kind of taking you from today all the way back to when we were doing it illicitly.
Yeah, that's
So that's
amazing.
just a little bit of history.
I was hoping there'd be a wee bit of history. That's what I said when we arrived.
Good.
There'd be a wee bit of history.
I like to walk back in time, that's really cool.
Yeah, and it's nice. I mean, I was just really heartened to know that it was all, and still is, family oriented. You know, like when the McGeechy, when Mr. McGeechy passed away, his son Jonathan took over. So it was just a natural course of action. You know, he would just take over until he maybe didn't want to, or maybe he passed away, I'm not sure. But this is the pond where Cochrane Cartwright met his demise.
At this point, the camera cut out. We're not sure if it was the rain or the mention of the demise of the man that is rumoured to haunt the distillery, but it refused to switch back on until we got into the tasting room for a dram.
Righty-ho, we have two lovely tastings for you today. We have our 12-year-old and then our 21-year-old. So that is the two.
Awesome.
You excited about the 21-year-old?
Yes.
This is the whiskey that sealed the deal for me getting into whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see if I still
Yes.
like it as much.
I don't know the last
Years.
time I had 20, like I remember I bought a wee teeny bottle of the 18 ages ago. Did you buy me one of the
I think
18?
I might have. Yes, I bought you a little one.
bought me
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
the 18. That's I think that's the most recently I've had a Glengoyne, so yes.
Good. Okay.
You've not had the 12 for ages either.
You've not had the
actually.
12?
Not for ages.
It's entirely up to you, girl, because I know you obviously know your whiskey and how it comes to be from new made spirit into being lovely whiskey. So This is where I would normally describe casks that we use. So we obviously use, we have to use oak, first and foremost. We use American oak, which is our white oak. Comes from anywhere across North America or Canada. And when we mature spirit in the white oak, we get lots of lovely, softer flavours. I call them white flavours because in my head then I know what to look at when I'm looking at a whiskey. So vanillas, honey, tropical fruits, coconut. We also use our European oak, red oak from Spain, and it's a very, very different flavour that comes from casks with European oak, more spicy, cinnamon, chocolate, Christmas cake in a bottle. That's the two sort of main ones we use. We also have a bourbon influence as well. So what to do, just pick up the 12-year-old and just do what you normally do. Have a look at it, have a look at the beading line where the oils have touched the side of the glass. So what are you thinking? Have a nose.
Really sweet. I get actually more vanilla than that than I remember.
Yeah, and toffee.
Toffee, yep. And a wee teeny citrusy bit as well.
I was going to say there's a wee freshness to it.
Totally. Malty.
So, I'm trying to think about your casks. What do you think's possibly been used in this one? I'm just asking
both, a bit of bourbon, a bit of sherry.
So there is, exactly. Yeah. So this is one of our age statements that does have a bourbon influence in it. So there's about 20% bourbon casks used in this one.
So still mostly sherry though.
Still mostly sherry. Mostly refill casks, to be perfectly honest. But that little 20% of bourbon, I think it's got a really heavy influence on it. I can taste that, the charring of the inside of the bourbon cask that brings out the vanilla flavour. I can really taste that in the 12-year-old. It's very...
The more I smell it, the more I'm getting the citrusy.
Citrus
because you said
that's
that
the light tropical fruits coming from the American oak.
Wee bit of tropical actually as well, yeah.
And the citrus.
Yeah, the pineapple fizz.
Yeah, pineapple fizz, that's a really good.
You girls should become malt masters. You're very good.
We have some odd tasting notes.
Yeah, we like weird tasting notes. Oh, it smells so good.
Yeah. Time for you to have a little sip.
Slange.
I was going to say slange for our ladies.
Thank
you. I will join you later. I'll have some water. Eau de vie. Quite a light whiskey, isn't it? Quite kind of summer.
Very,
influence.
I always say that about the 10. I'm like, this is a good, like,
really
summer whiskey. Yeah, totally.
Very tropical.
The only difference between this and the 10-year-old, apart from the alcohol content, the 10-year-old's 40%, this is 43%, is we've exchanged the American bourbon casks for American sherry casks. Yeah, so you like the 12-year-old?
That's lovely.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Please do keep some of the 12, because then once you take the 21, you can go back to it and have a little bit of a comparison.
Yep, restraining myself.
Yeah.
So excited about this 21.
The 21's lovely. Same alcohol content. I think it just...
So it's 43 as well.
Yeah.
Is it? That's surprising. I don't know, just for a 21-year-old I would have expected it
to be a bit stronger.
Like 46 or something, but
What's your favourite of the range?
I do like the 18.
18.
I must admit. The 18's my go-to. I do love the 21, but I think I could have like one glass of the 21 and then that would be me, whereas I could have two, which is maybe not a good thing. I could have 2 or 3 of the 18 and still be enjoying it. That's beautiful, but it's a mouthful. It's almost like a meal for me. It's got all the... I mean, it's 100% first fill.
Is it 100% first fill? Right,
yeah,
cool.
sherry casks.
Nice, okay.
So you're getting... That's why you're getting the completely different contrast here of...
It's like thick toffee in it.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Quite woody as well. I don't remember it being so woody.
You're getting the wood coming through.
So when I tried them before, when I tried the 18, I didn't try them at the same time, so I didn't do them in direct comparison. But the 18 and the 21, when I tried the 21 first and like fell in love with it, and then tried the 18 and thought, for the extra money, I'd rather just get the 21.
Right, okay.
Yep.
I found the 18 was a little bit soft, but like that kind of like marshmallowy sweet, like that sort of flavour.
I like the 18 probably because
that's your kind of thing. Yeah.
I just find it easier to drink. Yeah.
Which is a good thing. That's like older's not always bad. It's just your taste.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because it can just slide off the scale, can't it? Yeah.
Yeah, too
much, too woody. The wood's just overpowering everything.
It's like a panettone. That.
It's
with
so
like the candied peels.
Like
yeah.
And it's a wee
buttery.
like a wee bready bit on it. If you've said that, imagine that.
So yeah, this is all, as I say, European sherry casks first fill. So it's all your cinnamon, your dried fruits, your chocolate and treacle and figs and
cinnamon buns as well.
Slange again, girls. Enjoy them. I'm slightly jealous sitting here.
Sorry.
I know,
No, it's alright.
sorry,
I should be
sorry.
used to it after a year and a half. You do feel you have to chew it a bit more. I'm just watching you. You're 12-year-old. You were kind of and then you, but that you do have to chew it a little bit more. I think,
What caramelly coffee?
Yeah, definitely. Like a really strong espresso with caramel inside.
Yeah.
I like the middle bit of that, the whiskey. At the beginning, it's like there's nothing much happens, and it's like, whoa, lots of flavour.
Oh.
Totally.
yeah.
You get the dry woodiness on the finish as well.
It's quite, after going in for a second taste, it's quite woody and it's quite bitter actually. It's got some bitter bits, which is not a bad thing at all.
So what are you thinking with now you're going back and forward?
Comparing.
This is getting much woodier now. This is much
Tannin-y.
vanilla and toffee. This one, like liquid caramel toffee.
Okay, yeah.
And then this one is much woodier and, but not. I was gonna say dry, not dry. Like tannic.
I'm much preferring the smell of the 12. Now.
So am I.
find
It's
that,
funny, isn't it?
Yeah, sweet and like, it's just really, it feels like a hug. I really like the smell of that. In a way that's not sad. People do love me and hug me, but it smells like a hug.
On our way to try our next sample, Jackie gave us a bit of background into how a Teapot Dram came about.
Glengoyne knew way back before health and safety became an issue. They would actually voluntarily give their stillmen 3 drams a day, and it stopped theft. So we just kind of like to finish in here because this is bringing you back into the original Dage Warehouse.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so if you can imagine all this, obviously we've put panelling round, but it would have been stone. And all the casks stored 3 high. So we just like to bring it in here just to finish off the teapot.
I've heard all these stories about the dramming days or the teapot drama as it was called, and I just kind of wondered what it was.
And what we used to do was just get a dram in the morning, dram at lunchtime, and a dram in the evening. Most of the older guys would have their dram. The younger guys, like myself, these days, what I would do is I'd hold on to my dram, I'd wait till the brewer or the manager went out, and there was always a wee teapot lying on top of the canteen table, and we used to pour it into this teapot. And that meant that later on in the day, one of the older guys could go into the dram if they wanted.
So getting some extra tea.
And get some extra tea, correct.
What kind of whiskey?
Look at that face. Oh, that's quite dry as well.
Oh, I'm feeling it like a chocolate and caramel covered cherry.
Tutti frutti. There's lots
Tutti
going on in
frutti?
that.
Lots
Yeah, like
going on
tutti
there. That
frutti
smells so
sweeties.
good.
Like, what would I mean by that?
wow.
Like,
That's quite sweet, isn't it? Tutti
Really
frutti sweet and quite
sweet.
kind of fruity. Well, fruity sweeties, aren't they? They're those little square,
it'd be like mango and pineapple or passion fruit or something,
Getting
maybe
that
like
At first I was just getting like berries and
generic
cherries,
tropical.
but now I'm getting a bit more of other fruits. Really caramel though, like
something
really
dry
chocolate
though.
caramel. I'm not getting the dry bit yet.
Maybe like dark chocolate,
Oh, maybe a wee bit now. I'm getting it.
or
a wee
like
bit
dark
on
chocolate
top.
with raspberries or cranberries or something.
Oh, that smells so good.
So you're getting the sort of darkness plus the
Fruity,
lights
yeah.
and flavours coming through. So the combination of this is, actually I should have said to you that it is a limited edition. So there's only 3,600 bottles made.
Wow.
And once it goes,
small.
it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 European sherry casks, 4 American sherry casks, all hogshead. So kind of standard.
Right.
And then there's, in the next teapot, there's always a little splashing of the old teapot.
Oh, that's
Combination.
cool.
So it's
That's
just to
lovely,
keep,
that's
to keep
cool.
it going. So we've got some of teapot 8 in that as well.
Oh, nice.
So it's a combination. More American sherry casks in this one. One more. But all sherry. So that's where you're getting all your chocolatey flavours coming through, but with the vanilla coming through of the American.
I'm getting more berries, like
smells so
some
good.
kind of pudding, like a, what would you say, like a Black Forest Gatto with like
Yes.
That's,
berries on it.
yeah.
But hold the cream and put like burnt caramel on top.
Yes, yeah, no cream, no cream.
No
You're
cream,
right.
no cream.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I think it's a nice little tradition of putting the previous teapot in.
Yeah, that's
so
lovely.
Ian, I did sort of say, could there be Teapot 1 and 2 still?
Mm-hmm.
There might be. But it's just a little let's keep it going.
Oh, that is delicious. That's so good. That's my favourite. Now,
That's got that little
it's got a lovely
caramel coffee note to it as well.
heat. It does, and it's the heat that's there, like the alcohol heat, is like really pleasant. I've already had 2 whiskies, to be fair, so that'll be coloured by
But I
that.
was going to say, what about the alcohol content? How are you finding this, bearing in mind it's cask strength?
I'm finding that like it doesn't burn at all on the way down. It's
No.
very like it coats your mouth kind of thing.
The flavour is more intense, but the
Totally.
alcohol is not more intense.
So whatever you've
Adding a
take
careful
glass
wee
water
drop or
and
two of
just
water.
pour it
Oh,
out,
that's
just put a couple of
perfect.
drops.
That's got more pineapple-y. That is
Really?
like pineapple jelly beans, the
Oh.
white jelly beans.
Well, there she goes again.
They're
They're
pineapple. I
sneakies
know.
are
Definitely jelly beans, yeah. Definitely jelly beans. And that's gotten, the smell's not as nice after the water, but the taste is awesome. It's gotten smoother again, even though it wasn't like spiky
It's
already.
more toffee and a wee bit of like
Toffee pineapple.
lime peel, like that, like earthy, bittery lime peel, maybe.
Yeah, it feels more down to earth now. Don't know.
Sometimes it's more of a concept.
Yeah. The other whiskey was much more, it felt, the other whiskey before water felt a bit more grand, and it feels a bit more down to earth. but
The
still
other
just
whiskey, it's an
tastes
entirely new whiskey.
Yes, I've added a few drops.
Just adding a few
Totally
drops of
changed.
water and it
Totally
completely
changed.
changes the whole concept of the game. So yeah. And please don't feel, because I do understand that's cask strength, I can get little bottles for you if you want to take it home and because it is, you've had a lot.
Yours is nearly gone. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed our video. We'd like to thank Glengoyne Distillery for inviting us along to their Teapot Dram experience. We had a fantastic day and we would thoroughly recommend a visit to this historic wee gem. See you next time. Slange!
Oh, teapot. I'll drink whiskey out of this at work then, yes?
Well, that's what it's for.
I'll see you in the shop.